Hello, gorgeous goddess. Welcome. My name is Rochelle, and this is Healing Twin Flames with Empowerment Experiences, where we talk about twin flames, awakening, ascension, self-love, mindset, manifestation, and all such tools and topics to look for and find our power all along that which is this twin flame self-love empowerment journey. And I assure you, goddess, a twin flame journey is most certainly a self-love empowerment journey, as the only way to come into union with our twin is through coming home to union within. Otherwise, it will be quite a struggle. So much suffering to be had. I understand. I've been in that space for so much of my twin flame journey. In today's video, I am delivering the Goddess Rising Empowerment message for Thankful to Thrive Thursday this week to reveal for us all in the collective where to be looking for and finding our power in these current energies. Now, while these messages are coming through for the Divine Feminines in the Twin Flame Collective, if you aren't sure whether this message is for you, I do not believe in coincidence, not at all. Rather, I believe all is divinely guided, and therefore, if this message has found you, then it is meant for you to hear, as there is most certainly to be something herein that you are needing to receive to support you in your self-love empowerment journey, as we all are on a self-love empowerment journey, even if not resonating with the twin flame concept. And while those on a twin flame journey are coming to know that we are our twin flame, we know too that all messages to come through are for each our own selves to find our power in our journeys, no matter what our divine counterparts may or may not be doing in theirs. We must be focusing on ourselves, goddess. Your divine counterpart is not your mission. So thank you so much for joining me in this empowerment experience today as we further discover how we can be healing twin flames, thus healing our own selves more deeply, so to rise and thrive into our true power of living our best lives, again, regardless of what our divine counterparts are or are not doing on their side. If you would like me to intuit specific messages or questions for you and your individual situation in future empowerment messages, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and comment your specific inquiries below. By liking and subscribing, it is true. You are indeed creating a connection with me in these messages, regardless of when you receive them, as time is an illusion. Sharing your energy will allow for more clarifying details along with much needed empowerment for your current circumstances. Even commenting your favorite emojis creates the energetic channel necessary for our energies to blend, and for me to bring forth exactly what you need to hear in this moment. As I learned from the beginning of connecting with and honing my own intuition, sometimes only some of the messages will resonate, while other times it all does. Be sure to allow yourself to feel what truly resonates for you, as each journey is unique, no matter how much may be similar. Only you can know what your journey specifically looks like. That said, I do offer a handful of one-on-one 30 and 75-minute sessions each month for supporting you in finding your own personal power exactly where you are in your own journey. That said, welcome, welcome, goddess. I am certainly eager to see what the cards have to tell us. There are so many divine feminines who are just finding it so challenging right now as their counterparts are off in the ether doing their own thing or reading messages but not responding. We are in literally that great unknown space. But in this space is where we really truly find our power through letting go, through surrendering to the unfolding of our journey, learning where to give our attention, our focus, our energy, which is within ourselves. Because only we each individually can step into our power to rise and thrive on each our own twin flame self-love empowerment journeys, or simply your self-love empowerment journey. You don't have to be on a twin flame journey, but I tell you again, sister, that if you are on a twin flame journey, you are indeed on a self-love empowerment journey. Because as you are your twin, all of that is mirrored within yourself. And anything that your counterpart mirrors to you or shows you or displays to you are things that you really need to look within yourself and ask yourself, what part of me is attracting this from my counterpart? And even still, those of you not in a twin flame connection, yet are experiencing challenges in any facet of your life, again, ask yourself, what is this showing me about myself? What stories am I telling that is creating this sort of experience for myself? Even I myself, goddess, I have to confess that there are some stories that I have been telling myself for far too long about building a business, collecting emails on an email list. Quite personally, I've been in that cycle of going, what is the point of collecting emails? Even I hardly open the emails that I get. But that's just it. They're all stories. And I am here to testify to the validity that when you change your story, the results, the experience that you're having changes every single time. This is why I say true change begins when we choose to truly change. And that means to be real with yourself. To really allow yourself to see the shit you don't want to see, and especially in a twin flame connection, that is how it's going to be. Even I myself has still been stuck in perpetuating the story of my divine counterpart's karmic connection that he had many months ago. And lo and behold, he just mirrored that to me. Even today, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta shift this shit. And that's what I like to say, I gotta shift the shit. Because that's what it is. It's shit, right? It is not the reality that I desire to be experiencing, not the timeline that I want to be aligning with. And clearly, the stories that I'm telling are a complete contradiction to that which I desire, which are the very things that take us out of alignment with what we desire, which in turn keep us out of alignment within ourselves, which means out of inner union. Union is this embodiment of being fully in your power of you, of allowing yourself to be who you truly are, to desire what you truly desire, to know that because you want it, you can have it, that it's already yours. In another timeline, you've just got to embody that version of yourself that is already thriving in the reality you desire to be living. It's up to us, goddess. It's always up to us. So, all of that said, whew, I know I needed to hear all of that reminder. How about you? Let's ask specifically, what do we divine feminines need to know at this point in our journeys about ourselves, about this connection? Where can we find our power currently? Well then. Ooh, well then. Wow. Recognizing that you are on a journey of expansion. Your soul is expanding. And the thing is, limiting beliefs. That's what just popped into my mind. Limiting beliefs. You limit your expansion when you have beliefs that limit your expansion. Holy moly. You get me? Or as I love this new line from a soul brother taught me a couple weeks ago. Do you smell what I'm stepping in? Right? Like I was saying, shift the shit. Do you smell what I'm stepping in here, sister? When you have limiting beliefs, they limit your soul's expansion. And here is what is incredible about this reality, is that your experience is only as limited as you make it out to be. So if you have these beliefs that are very narrow and again contradictory to your desires, then you're not going to be experiencing what you desire. And now I get the momentum, right? Even I love the affirmation station that I created. I'm actually so little, my goddess tribe got the wonderful announcement that I am officially starting to offer custom affirmation station creations, wherein you and I co-create your own customized affirmation station. And I just created the prototype with using my new equipment, a microphone, and and the new music selections that I have, which you get to hear, some of that now in these videos as the background. But I created this prototype using my twin flame's name, and even though the actual creation of the station itself, oh my gosh, it just makes me smile. It just makes my heart just expand, my solar plexus, everything. I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. It makes me feel so good. I'm so proud of this creation. Yet, I reached a point where I was playing, because I played it to sleep too. And I reached a point where I could feel the triggers coming to the surface. Those stories within me from the momentum that had been built up because of the cycles and patterns that he and I had been perpetuating that were contradictory to these affirmations, to this version that I am shifting into, but that's supposed to happen. Well, we don't want to force ourselves. Instead, we take that step back. We get off the subject. We allow ourselves to express what needs expressing, but we pivot. We pivot our focus, our attention and energy onto things that feel better, right? Because I get how it can not feel so good when we think about our counterparts, because we're looking at how it's been. We're looking at what is. And for the majority of us, and I am saying us, what is doesn't feel very fucking good, does it? Does it? When we continue to see our counterpart as being separate from ourselves, as being out of union with us, then that again perpetuates the out of union within, because that is where we find our twin, is within ourselves. Our divine masculine cannot return to us as long as we are out of balance within ourselves. If we are out of alignment with our truth, with our power, how can he receive your bat signal? It's all static, right? It's like when you project your bat signal out, it doesn't even reach 2 feet. And when and what you do see, it's like on an old TV where it's all gray and you got lines on the screen and everything. It's not clear at all. That's why you are the one that has to be willing to allow yourself to see the shit inside you so you can shift it. So you can see those limiting beliefs as they arise and go, okay, how can I shift this? And these are the kinds of things that we actually dive into in my Empowered with Rochelle Goddess Rising mentorship group coaching. And I've just opened the doors for those signups. And we do Zoom calls. You have access to so many other things, especially when you do a pay in full for 6 or 12 months. Because if you think you're going to shift things overnight, that is your ego. That is your ego setting you up for failure right off the bat. That's how it does, right? You'll create this big, huge, long, I'm going to start all of this tomorrow. I'm going to get all of this done tomorrow. And that day comes and you get like 2 things on that list done. And then you end up in a space of beating yourself up and you shrink back down again. See, again, the only thing that limits your expansion are your limiting beliefs, right? So empower yourself with beliefs that are expansive, that I am expanding into the best version of myself with each passing day, that I incorporate 1 or 2 new habits to develop every 30 days, every 66 days, because it takes 66 days to truly develop a habit, for it to become a habit. This is why usually after about 2 or 3, even 4 weeks, you fall off. Yeah, I'm familiar with that very well. So that's why it's so important that you not set yourself up to falter by piling everything all on yourself at once. Oof, really amplifying that little air bubble burp there is again, don't blow smoke up your own fucking ass. Okay, because you will deflate. The things coming through for this message today is just astounding. So get out of your own way, goddess. Get out of your own way. All right? Allow yourself to expand bit by bit. Because that's the other thing, is if it's like when you blow up a balloon, if you blow it up too fast, you run the risk of just pop. But slow and steady wins the race. I'm hearing Miss Christie. Slow and steady wins the race. This is not a sprint. All right? It's like a cross-country marathon, sweetheart. And you're just going to keep going and going and going and going. And that is the soul journey. It never ends. And the only aspect of you that is obsessed or focused on or distracted by something ending, because even I have been seeing this being reflected, being amplified in my own mind, is the end of things. Oh my God, if I stop letting myself focus so much on what he's doing, then oh my gosh, it's gonna just be the end. It's gonna be the end. Yet the more you focus on something as not being there, the more you focus on something that you want, the more you are actually amplifying the not having of it, which again is why you've got to practice the pivot and focus on where your power is. Because as long as you're focusing on something that you do not have, that you do want, then you will continue to perpetuate the not having of it. Which is all the more reason to be taking this time, again, going within. To be shifting that shit inside of you, to disconnect from the outside world, to really take this time to quiet your mind, to again stop that momentum of all of these stories that contradict what you desire. that limit your expansion. Meditation is expansive. It is one of those practices that takes you out of your itty bitty little finite mind and out into to experiencing the limitless energy, the expansive energy of this universe, of that which you are. And when you can experience that energy, then, dear sweet goddess, you then can recognize that in the realm of possibility, all things are possible, and that regardless of how it looks right now is not the way it's going to stay. Especially if you get out of your own way. So, what do we need to know about getting out of our own way? Well, looky there. It's important to recognize, dear goddess, that that which you are healing is not just this life. It's past lives too. And that's why, again, meditation is the very path that is going to allow you to release the chokehold on things that you have no power over. To let go of things that you may not even realize you need to let go of. To surrender and allow yourself to be supported, to be healed. What does it seem? It says, healing your past lives will raise your vibration. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Release your past life karma. Which again is something you can only do by going within. You are a soul, an infinite soul being having a temporary human experience, and you are having this temporary human experience to expand your soul, to expand the understanding, the wisdom, the experience that a soul can have. It's infinite. Thus, why you've got to be healing past lives, because you have had past lives. And what just hit me as well is that for so many of us, the karmics that our divine counterparts are so possibly hung up on is because they too, of course, we all had this triad of past lives together, where she was the distraction. She was like the Medusa. That is what came to mind. Like, yeah. She was the one that lured him away and kept the divine counterparts from experiencing union in past lives. And in this life, we are being asked to close those timelines, to heal those past traumas and pains in this life, to be willing to forgive and let go of it, and to embrace both of them, to encase both of them, all of us, in divine unconditional source love. I know that can feel so challenging, especially, of course, for the ego within us to say, oh, really? I'm supposed to love her? Yeah. Yeah, you are. So it's time to heal that. What else do we need to know about these karmic connections that have kept counterparts in separation, out of union? They are the catalysts for the rebirth, for the releasing of the old layers of ourselves. To recognize we have the power to choose to create whatever kind of experience that we have. That rather than getting caught up in the story that he is with someone else, or that he loves someone else, or that he desires someone else, that he then doesn't love me, he doesn't want to be with me, she's prettier than me, she's younger than me, whatever the limiting beliefs, whatever the bullshit stories are, it's time to recognize the power that we possess. Again, as the aware, awakened twin in this connection, we each have the power to impact and influence this connection through the work that we do within ourselves, which means, again, to shift these stories, these limiting beliefs that limit and keep us from truly expanding. Because divine source love is not limited. You cannot pack it into a little box. It's expansive and ever expanding. Therefore, so are we. And that means, again, to release the old paradigms, the old versions of ourselves, the past lives, that past life trauma, whatever it is, the past life karma, because again, that's what karmic connections are all about, is karma. Karma, which means, again, to focus inside yourself and see what you need to shift that is really stinking up the place inside your mind and keeping you out of union within yourself. And that union, again, is that space wherein you are an embodiment of divine source love, because you are then fully embracing of yourself in love. How can your divine counterpart truly, fully, and completely love you when you do not truly, fully, and completely love you? It's time to reinvent yourself, goddess. It's time for you to step into the goddess that you really truly are deep down inside, that you have kept buried within you, that you have kept hiding in the dark because you were so afraid of being judged and criticized and mocked for simply being you. Yet, that's all you're here to do, is be you. To follow the calling of your soul as it continues along its journey of expansion, which is that which is the journey of ascension. As we ascend, we expand. So it's time to really have compassion for yourself, to have compassion for your counterpart, to have compassion for any karmic situation, any karmic herself that may be a part of the dynamic currently, whether it's energetically or physically. Love heals everything. Love always wins. So when you are coming from a space of blame, shame, guilt, regret, judgment, vengeance, I know there's more words there that are wanting to come out. And any aspect that is from a lower vibrational state of being, that's not love, goddess. Fear that he'll love her forever and he'll never come back to you. Yeah, that's not love. So be gentle with yourself, exactly as this card says, and forgiveness will set you free. Forgive your divine masculine, forgive his karmic, and most of all, goddess, forgive yourself for all the ways that you have not loved yourself. Because only through letting go of that which no longer serves you, can you create space for that which does? I remind you that forgiveness is for giving you the freedom to move on with your life, rather than continuing to perpetuate the past or even the present of that which is that you would rather not be. It's time to release this karma once and for all. And you can only do that from a place of love. Goddess, let's see exactly how we are being asked to shine our light currently, aside of course from forgiveness, healing these aspects of ourselves. What do we need to know about our own light within us? Alrighty then. Ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And I expand on this, dear sweet goddess, that it's not happening to you. It happens for you, from you, and through you. It happens for you so you can see what needs to shift within you, what wounds need to continue to be healed. It happens from you based on the stories and limiting beliefs that you are holding on to, that you're telling about your experience. And it's happening through you. That energy that's flowing through you and out into this realm, again, that's where the from and through come into play together. Because what you emit is what you get. What you put out is what's coming back to you. So I promise you, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you, from you, and through you. Therefore, Goddess, you are the one that has the power to shift it, to change it. And I sit here knowing full well that there are stories, as I've already mentioned, in my own mind, that are out of alignment with the experience that I desire to be having with my divine counterpart in the growth of my business. And I recognize the challenge that exists, which the opportunity for growth, that's what a challenge is. I recognize that challenge within. To let go, to surrender these beliefs, let them go as aspects of ourselves that no longer serve. Because at one point in time, these beliefs were definitely in the illusion of that which kept you safe. Because it kept you in your comfort zone. And the comfort zone to your ego is simply that which is familiar. It does not mean that shit's comfortable. It just means it's what is familiar to you. It's what you're used to. And if you're used to things being hard and difficult and struggling, even I hear all of a sudden one of my money beliefs is that I have to work so hard for so little. Really? Really? And as such, that is what my experience is mirroring back to me, is that I have to work so much for so little. Yet when I release the momentum of that belief, things start to flow in. But the moment I fall back into that space, it's like, no, pivot. Yet I get it when you are in that exhausted state of being, which is when you have really got to empower yourself with things that are going to shift that energy, to shift your focus, your attention onto something that is no longer feeding that bullshit, because that's what belief systems are, the beliefs that you have. within yourself about the shit that you're experiencing here. Once you can really stop feeding that, then they stop growing and they actually die. They dissolve, wither, they die. But as long as you continue to allow yourself, and that's the key, as long as you continue to allow yourself to feed the stories and the beliefs that do not allow for what you desire, then you will continue to feed the garden of weeds. Oof. So, what do we need to know about, okay, we're just not even gonna ask where we are. Ooh, and upside down, protection. Call back your power. And you can literally do this in your twin flame connection. Okay, it doesn't mean that you are severing your connection with him. It means that you are no longer willingly choosing to give your power away to your divine counterpart. You can call it back from him and say, I choose me. I choose me now. I love me more. Because that again is what a twin flame journey is rooted in, that self-love empowerment journey, because especially from your counterpart, to allow them to have power over you throws the connection out of balance. Whatever it is he may or may not be doing, when that influences you, your state of being, that is giving your power away to him. And so the fact that this is upside down is really drawing attention to the fact that you have been giving your power away to your counterpart. You have been allowing, I'm owning this. I've been having a little bit of a bumpy ride on some days. Most days not so, but some days yes. Where I get caught up in my mind, caught up in, oh, what is he doing? And then, oh, my triggers get triggered because it means that I am giving my power to him. He cannot have your power, goddess. Don't give it to him. You must be in your power. So, how can you mother yourself? We have our compassion card here. This is just more expansion on ways that you can have compassion with yourself. Forgiveness, nurturing, holding that space for yourself, being kind, being loving with yourself. So ask yourself, how can I be mothering myself? In what ways can I mother myself more? You go first. The universe will catch you. Quite honestly, this gives me nothing in this moment. Clearly, the message to recognize that whatever you desire, go for it. Because you want it, you can have it. Whether that is harmonious physical union with your twin flame, traveling around the world, buying that new car, buying a house, getting your dream job, whatever it is, you've got to make that leap. It's not just about getting clear on what it is you desire and visualizing, that's and aligning with it. Aligning, half the alignment is inspired action. Getting ready to be ready for your manifestation, for what you desire. So, trust that the universe is going to catch you. How can we expand on this leap card? You know, in what ways are we really being asked to leap Towards what? For what purpose here? Huh? What is this in reference to? Well, apparently that is the card right here, right here. Whew, to play. You see, the universe knows your soul's desire, Goddess. The universe knows what you want. So let it go. Let it go. Focus on having fun. You don't need to be so serious. Even I can admit that I'm guilty of being a little too serious in my journey. Laugh more. Laughter raises your vibration. Laughter unsticks stagnant energy within you. Focusing on something that makes you to laugh means that you are not focusing on something that brings you down, which means with a raised vibration, you are aligning with what you desire, which includes union with your divine counterpart. It is the very thing that is raising you into a space of being able to thrive in your journey. So take that leap and just have fun. Whatever that looks like. Go on a ripcord, go ride a roller coaster, just play hooky for a day from work, whatever it looks like. The universe has your back. You've come into this realm to play, to enjoy this experience. So it's time to enjoy it. The only one that stands in your way is you. The only one limiting your expansion is you with your limiting beliefs. That you have to be serious, that you can't have fun all the time, that you don't have time to have fun, you've got work to be done, chores to do. Now, it's time to take time to play. That's what it is to truly thrive, is to be enjoying the ride. So let yourself. Let yourself. That said, dear Goddess, I am feeling we haven't done some angel numbers in a minute, and I'm actually going to look these up today for us. Depending on what comes, what we have, what we got going on. Looky here. Oh, interesting. Angel number 8, which that number in and of itself, look, is the infinity sign. Infinite abundance. You are an infinite soul being, as I've already said, an infinite soul being having a temporary human experience. Let's actually look this up and see what comes up for us. Angel, oopsie, bonnet, no. All right, let's see here. Angel number meaning. Oh, wow. A symbol of self-confidence, leap right here, self-confidence, self-discipline, efficiency and prosperity. Success, inner wisdom, and compassion. This number is literally validating this entire reading right here. This entire empowerment message right here. So of course, the number for abundance. Yes, yes. Oof. Manifestation doesn't just deal with your ideas. There needs to be a type of activity on your part. Play. Wow, this is so incredible. This is so incredible. Play. Ooh, and we have also that karma. Karma has a strong relation to angel number 8. Wow, right now I am in just a state of holy wow. This is amazing. So yeah, we've got the karma in here, and look, past life karma, that is exactly where I set it. We've got it about integrating more play, having that self-confidence to just jump and know that the universe has your back, and have compassion with yourself, be kind with yourself, allow yourself to enjoy this experience. God is the only one that is standing in the way of you thriving in this experience. Here's yourself. The only one. Ooh, I hear Abraham. We don't get in the way of each other's realities. We only get in the way of our own. You don't get in the way of each other's realities. You only get in the way of your own. Meaning the only one who's stopping you from living the life that you desire and deserve is you. So what are you gonna do, Goddess? What are you gonna do? Ooh, this just felt so amazing. With that, we are gonna close it out. Thank you so much for taking this entire journey with me. This has been absolutely incredible as my intuitive gifts continue to expand and become honed, become stronger as we continue with this ascension journey. I expect and intend for more and more incredible messages to be forthcoming. That said, dear Goddess, I will always be here reminding you that the power to create any life you desire is in your hands. Because I promise you, it has always been inside you. Namaste.